student organization events specifically give the opportunity for students to get involved in a greater way than just being a member of a student organization. They allow people to participate in fun and engaging ways besides just a leadership position. They
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Online Student Experience Podcast. This is me, Mahi, and today I have Jeremy with me. I'll let our guest introduce himself.
My name is Jeremy Sippel, and I serve as the Assistant Director for Student Organizations Event Services with Student Activities.
Thank you, Jeremy, for joining us today. It's the third episode of Season 3. The third episode is all about finding your people. We'll be talking about ways to get involved through student organization, virtual events, and leadership opportunities. And Jeremy is going to walk us through it. So, Jeremy, the first question to get us started is, can you tell us a bit about your role as Assistant Director of Student Organizations and what you're most passionate about in student engagement at UNT?
Sure. So, a little bit about my position is I work directly with student organization event services. So, anytime a student organization wants to plan an event, they have to submit what's considered a event application. So, it's a process where they submit their events through OrgSync, and we review those events for risk management purposes, their facilities and spaces, all as well as the details of all of the things that their events are going to entail. So I review them as well as the two coordinators that work under my umbrella. And then also what I'm passionate about with student engagement is student organization events specifically give the opportunity for students to get involved in a greater way than just being a member of a student organization. They allow people to participate in fun and engaging ways besides just a leadership position. They have opportunities to have fun programmatically. We have a lot of events that our students put on throughout the year. Last year, there was over 2,000 events that were put on by
That's a
student
lot.
organizations on campus. Yes, that is a lot. So it's a lot of a fun. It allows a vibrant campus community as well. So it's just something that's so exciting to be able to see and know that our students are planning these incredible, amazing events, but it also brings an opportunity for them to grow and learn as well, because they're learning how to put these events on just in the moment as well. So it's something that really just excites me within student engagement.
Well, that was a lot of information for me too. So, of course, I'm gonna try to apply to one of those organizations and participate more. Yeah. And moving to the next question, what kinds of student organizations are available at UNT and how are they grouped?
So we have over 450 student organizations. They are grouped and categorized in multiple different facets. So they're broken down ranging from anything academic to sports clubs. They're all listed on our OrgSync platform in the directory, but you can actually click on a category and see all of the organizations listed within that category. So if there is something that you're interested in that may be academic related to your major, you can find those organizations that may be specific to that. I was a music student when I was an undergrad. So if I was interested in music, I can literally click academic and see organizations that may be all music related. Or if I'm really interested in sports, I can click and see all the sports clubs that we have or anything that's recreation. So we have all of those categories that you can literally click on in OrgSync and see all of those availabilities as well.
Well, it sounds like there is something for everyone.
Absolutely. There is literally something for everyone. And if there isn't, you can actually start your own organization as well.
Wow, that's so cool. Okay. So what are some ways new students, especially those just starting, can begin finding their community on campus?
So for somebody who is a new student that's just starting, We have some events that a student can attend, but also through orientation, our student organizations participate in tabling. So students can learn about all of the different opportunities and all the different student organizations we offer. But at the beginning of the semester during First Flight Week, we have our Mean Green Fling event. So August 13th, we have our Mean Green Fling, which is student organizations tabling, but then also they'll have opportunities for students to join those organizations and learn a little bit more about what organizations are offered on campus as well. So it kind of gives you a little bit of a first taste of student organizations that we have. Uh, it's very simple, and it kind of is a little bit easing you into the campus as well.
Right. It kind of helps transition from, as a freshman to into different things that you would like and
Yeah.
enjoy.
It's an easier transition.
So moving on to our next question, for students who are fully online or living off campus, what opportunities exist for them to connect and get involved remotely?
So one thing that I really appreciate that UNT does is we actually have opportunities for online students as well as those students who do live off campus. So if you are living off campus or online, our student organizations do have that capability. All of our student organizations, when they register, can select if they have an opportunity for a student who may be remote, online, or living off campus. So if one of those organizations selects that, you'd be able to see that that organization is that opportunity for those students. We also have involvement appointments. So our involvement appointments can also be for students who are online students. We do offer Zoom for those students, so we can actually match students with organizations that may be an online capable student organization. So if you are somebody online, that's still a resource that we can provide to those individuals.
Okay, that's really good to know because this podcast is specifically designed for online students. I think they would find it helpful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so next question appears to be, how has UNT adapted its student involvement opportunities for virtual space?
So kind of going back to that last response, UNT has really adapted to catering to many of our students that are in different spaces. We no longer have the student who's traditionally just on campus. Our students are online. Our students are traveling. They are living off campus. So our experiences need to adapt to that as well. So we offer different opportunities for a student organization. We have the ability to do involvement appointments via Zoom. We have event consultations as well. So if an event consultation for a student organization, we can do that via Zoom. Our workshops for student organizations, we record them and put them up on YouTube. So if there's a student who can't make it in person, they can still see all of those great trainings that we offer all via online. So all of our resources as well are still moved to an online platform. OrgSync itself is an online platform. So it's something that any student that's off campus can see and have access to. So whether you're here on main campus, Discovery Park, Frisco, wherever that case may be, you don't even have to be in Texas. You have access to all the great resources UNT provides, all of our student organizations, student involvement experiences as well.
Awesome. So kind of following up with the question you just answered, that what role do digital tools like Zoom, GroupMe, or OrgSync play in helping students build community?
Wow, we have evolved as a society with these. So Zoom plays a big role in meetings for a lot of student organizations and groups, just to even meet. But I think primarily what I see is GroupMe is a huge social tool for our student organizations because they use that to communicate quite frequently. I can't tell you how many GroupMe's I'm a part of. I think beyond just students, in society in general, everybody's using GroupMe nowadays. But our student organizations and students use that and rely on GroupMe to talk, ask questions, communicate. So they use it to really build that community with each other, to ask what events are going on. How do I get involved in this organization? What leadership experiences and opportunities are available? Or how do I get involved in a student organization? That's where a lot of times where memberships are listed. If you're a member of an organization, you're going to find out all the details about what events are going on, what meetings, agendas, all of those different things are that are happening within an organization. Everybody puts their stuff in their group.
As a student, I can confirm that GroupMe is one of the best platforms out there to help me stay connected with everything that's going on.
Anything that I'm even in, I find out all the details via GroupMe. OrgSync is one of our portals and platforms that we have where all of our student organizations have a portal, and they put their events in there, their registrations, rosters, all of the details for their organization are housed in OrgSync. That really helps build community because you can see the events that our student organizations are putting on. It's a great tool for our student organizations to use because it houses their documents. It basically is like another social media platform. They can see news that the organization may have. So if student organization has won an award, they can post that in there as well. I call it like a Facebook 2.0 kind of a sorts. But it's a great platform for our students to interact with other students as well and kind of learn what a student organization is doing and what they host. Sometimes when a person is looking to find a way to get involved, they want to see how active is that organization.
Right.
With OrgSync, you can actually see, is this organization putting on events? Are they doing things? All of those events are right there at anybody's fingertips.
That's something I learned today, and I hope that our students also find it useful. So yeah, moving on to the next question. How can being involved in organizations or leadership positions benefit students professionally after graduation?
Oh, wow. I could talk for an hour plus on this one. Being involved in an organization or even a leadership position can truly benefit a student by developing multiple marketable skills, whether that be communication, leadership, working on a team, or even just the small things like planning an event, because there's so many details that go into that. I've seen people just grow immensely being involved in a student organization, from students that I've actually hired in positions previously, and then joining an organization and watching them flourish. They were marketing majors and they took on a marketing role within their organization and did the advertising for it. And then were able to translate those experiences into the professional world where they already had a portfolio started, and then got a job because they already had that portfolio from their student organization. But some have also the communication. You're working with others who you have to learn how to communicate with different people from different backgrounds. Some people who are not the same as you, you now have to figure out how to navigate and work with them. Working on a team. Sometimes you have to figure out team dynamics. Not everybody is the same, so you have to figure out how to manage with conflict. So you may have disagreements. How do you navigate those disagreements in those positions? Because unfortunately, that's going to happen in the real world, right, where you're going to have disagreements. I wish we could all just agree on everything all the time, but that doesn't always happen. Right. So you have to be able to navigate those professionally as well. And it's okay to make mistakes in a student organization and in leadership positions while you're in college, because you're learning now. Mm-hmm. So when you've learned now, you can apply those lessons professionally after graduation, because you will have made your mistakes and learned from them. So I think it's really important to be involved on campus because you can apply that knowledge that you've gained here into the outside world.
Of course, it's definitely a boost for whenever you step into your professional world. College, it would be a
Absolutely.
great start to practice.
Absolutely.
Okay, so this is the last question for our podcast today. What advice would you give to a student who feels hesitant or intimidated to join a club or reach out, especially if they don't know anyone yet?
So the advice that I would give, it's a really cliche and cheesy metaphor, but I'm going to go with it. So it's kind of like a swimming pool. Dip your toe in at first. So you don't necessarily have to just dive all in. I know there's some people that they like to do that, but if you're hesitant or intimidating, stick the toe in. Maybe go to an event and see and feel it out. See if it is something that you're interested in. And if it is, then you can continue to go and attend additional events. You can see on our OrgSync platform if there's other events that that organization is putting on. You can then move another step further in talking to additional members or the executive officers and how further you can get involved. Or if there's other ways that you can maybe join and be a member, and then kind of gradually step a little bit further into the pool, quote unquote, and being more involved within that organization, kind of building your confidence a little bit more so that you're not as intimidated, but then you're also building a little bit more connection with that organization. Especially if you don't know somebody, you can kind of feel it out and kind of build up maybe a little bit of a network, a little bit connection time after time until you feel more comfortable, is what I would say.
All right. So that's the end of our podcast for today. So thank you, Jeremy, again
Absolutely.
for coming and joining us today. Please check out us on our Instagram, Facebook, and OSE website. And see you next time. Go Mean Green.